The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. Now, people are talking stock market crash. Are we going to start pulling back? But tomorrow we have some of the biggest piece of data that's coming out overall. Jerome Powell himself has said this is the most important data pool when it comes to cutting rates and what's happening with the future of the market, especially monetary policy. And that's going to be PCE data. Now, today we had GDP, and in my opinion, it was a big shock, and I was wrong. Flat out, I was wrong on expectations of GDP, and it really points to how things could really get shaky on this week. Let's get right to the news. Okay, so when we jump into the Nasdaq and the S&P, we're gonna look at a few things. Now, number one, we can see we're forming supply levels up here, and we're not forming any type of demand down here with our Lux algo indicator. Very big red flag. Now, we also look at some of the levels that we've established here. Let's be really quick and clear about these, okay? So number one, you have 18.29 roughly. Right, that's been a huge bullet point we've been holding below that. 17.97, another big bullet point we've been talking about. And you can just see how we reacted all day. Now, at the end of the day, you started losing all these levels and just making lower lows once again. This is not an overall good look. Okay, now the next level that we have is going to be roughly 17.8 flat. That's going to be a very big level you need to watch at your previous highs back from January 24th. So the reaction there will be very key. And that's really all you have here. There's no real support in between there. So you get back above like 17.92, and that's where you're just stuck right now. The S&P 500. You're making lower highs clearly, lower lows as well, just slowly pushing down. You have no clear demand here either. Now, this is where things get tricky. This is your previous all-time high, 50.66. You lose this level and it's going to get ugly. You need to understand that right now. You have no demands, nothing, no real levels. You could argue you have a little bit of support here, but I don't think you're going to really hold that at all. Now, with the level that I'd be watching, let me bring this up really quick. It's going to be around 50.29. Now, this was your all-time high from 2021. I just memorized the level because I look at charts all day and I don't have a life. So that's what I'd be looking at right now. If you break below this, it's going to be quick. And again, with data coming out in the morning at 7:30 a.m., an hour before market open, I do believe this could hit quick. And I don't know if PCE is going to be good because PPI already came out bad. CPI came out bad. PCE probably follows the trend. That's where we're at right now, and that's how we're moving. Also, too, GDP data, so you can see it was softer than expected. Pause. So you had a 3.3 expectation. You came out 3.2, so slightly lower. You can go over this if you need to. I don't really want to waste too much time on this, but that's all you really need to know. GDP came out slightly lower. I really thought this is terrible. You should have came out higher, in my opinion. Consumer spending raised a little bit, but again, it's in the middle, a little bit concerning right here for myself. Things I'll be watching right now. Now, also going into the data pools as well. You look at what's happening with SPY. So again, we already know Tuesday and Wednesdays are our worst day here from Edgeful. The link is down below if you want to check them out. 7-day free trial when you use the link down below. Now, Thursdays have historically been pretty green for us. I have a viewpoint that Thursdays might not be too good if PC comes out bad bright and early. So I'd be taking this with a grain of salt, and I'd be definitely anticipating some volatility. Because one thing that we do know is that volume does pick up Thursday and Friday. You can see volume picks up significantly. So definitely keep your eye on this. And this tends to have follow through from Thursday usually into Friday. So if we have a bad sell day on Thursday, it's probably going to roll right into Friday. So I'd definitely be keeping a lookout there. The levels are super clear here on ES and futures. Now, what I will say is IWM. Again, you're still holding up, but you are definitely pulling back now. You also have Bitcoin. Again, you pushed into 64K. Coinbase did crash earlier today, so that's why you started dropping. They just had too much activity. They couldn't handle it. But again, you're bouncing as we speak. I think Bitcoin will continue to hold up. And I do want to give you a shout out really quick. So our custom indicators on here are volume. We can see current volume per bar, previous bar, etc., and your 30 candle average. And then also our supply and demand. That's all included down below with the Lux algo indicator. And you get like 20% off when you use our link. So make sure you check them out. That link is down below. Okay, so looking at the market. Basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, terrible volume. Our volume has been treacherous, just abysmal. Like our average volume has been almost 70 million. We're coming in under like 60 million every single day. It's terrible on SPY. So it's not surprising that the action's been awful. I do anticipate volatility to pick up. I do anticipate that. So trading activity will be better. I haven't been taking too many trades over the past few days. It's just been really patient, one or two trades tops. But I do anticipate this to pick up over the next few days, just with how we've consolidated. Typically, when we consolidate like this, we get really nice movements. Now, what I will say is consolidating at these highs, if we break down, we're going to have a really strong resistance to get back above when we get back to these levels. So again, if I'm looking at downside, it's not necessarily downside for an extended period of time. It's more for a shorter period of time for myself. I would see it happening for like a week, maybe a little bit longer. But again, every time data comes out bad, or just, this is on the expectation that data does come out bad tomorrow. We've seen this notion from the Fed that they come out and they say, oh, it's really not that bad, right? So I don't know what's considered bad for them. So when I look at PCE, it has to be the biggest data pool, the most important one. So definitely be paying close attention. But also too, don't start flipping your thesis on the market, and really zoom out to the trend and understand that we're still making higher highs and higher lows. Now, if we start breaking lower lows, or lows from the past month, 2 months, then things can pick up for sell side, and sellers could get aggressive, right? Especially with everything that's happening, potential government shutdown, things like that as well. So keep your head on a swivel with what's happening there. Now, like yesterday, I kind of just want to jump into this because there's not too much I want to cover as far as DXY and things along those lines. DXY, again, you're just rejecting, staying in the range. Nothing's even happening here. The yields, you're just ranging as well. Even though the market pulled back, yields are doing nothing. So I don't want to spend too much time here. I want to go straight into equities. So here in the after hours, you have Snow. They beat on earnings, but again, what do we always say? Earnings are cool, but guess what's more important? It's your outlook. And so Snow, their outlook was not good. They are down about $60 as we speak. No, they're down about 50 now, so they're bouncing a little bit, but they're getting crushed. This is brutal. This is terrible. I'm sorry if you have any Snow left in your portfolio. CRM also reported they are slightly down at 295. It's not as bad. Names like CrowdStrike are still holding up. PanW holding up as well. So this is a good look. But what I will say is the selling will intensify, in my opinion, if PCE does come out hotter than expected. Okay, so top stocks for some downside. Let's go into these. Number one, AMD. If data comes out bad tomorrow, I think you're going to have a great opportunity. Now, this is a 2-hour chart, but let's jump into this really quick. So our key level's been right here at 174.7. We've been bouncing a lot. I mean, every time. It's been a great trade. But one thing that you have to be able to notice is that you're making lower highs. Clearly making lower highs, almost like a descending triangle here, right? I hate to call it that because it's a continuation pattern, but still it's here. So what I'm looking for going into tomorrow is bad data and then a push, break, and then continuation down. I think AMD could start falling aggressively. Personal opinion. I think you have room down to near 166, possibly 164.5. Keep your head on a swivel. Also, too, to let you guys know, I forgot to warn you guys. Option drops will be releasing. Just to let you know, spots will be available on Friday. Okay, Friday morning, midnight, Thursday, tomorrow. I don't know. Spots will be available. They've been sold out. We're going to open, I think, like 15 spots, I think. Take advantage while you can. Text alerts will be included. So, yeah, anyways, just know that. So, AMD, we're looking at there. Now, NVIDIA, I'm not looking to short NVIDIA, personally. If you get below 770, I think you're going to go down quickly down to 750, 746 with ease. Okay. I still continue to say this. If by some miracle NVIDIA gets above 804, it's gonna run. It's gonna be so easy. It's just gonna run. But so far the market's just been brutal against NVIDIA, which sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm watching NVIDIA, paying close attention. Under 770, you could drop down to 750 with ease. Apple, again, Apple's very quick and easy to understand as well. Under 180.3, a hold below that. You're looking for downside into 176. That's the trade there. Don't overcomplicate it. Microsoft, we said under 407, down to 404, 403. We had that trade early yesterday. You came back to 407. You're just holding there right now. You're just sitting at resistance. I do believe you'll have 404, 403, possibly down to 398, 400 as well. Really nice little demand zone established down there. It's going to be like a magnet as well when we start breaking down. And you can also see that we're kind of forming a little bit of a bear flag into 407. I don't love that. Keep your head on a swivel. Amazon's been inherently very strong, so I'm not looking to short this name whatsoever. I would look to short Amazon if you break back below 167.3, but until then, I have to be bullish here. I can't go short. Yeah, I don't like losing money, so I'm not going to get crazy right now. Meta, you're just too high, not worth covering. Below 479, you could push back down to 470, 469. But yeah, above 479, don't do anything. Above 488, it's a long back in all-time highs. Netflix, I'd be watching your levels very, very closely. Below 593, it's pretty weak, but I'd be looking to go short under 589. Under 589, you could drop back down towards 580 in a hurry. But again, your bulls are definitely trying to hold Netflix up. You've had multiple buying opportunities there. You want to see if you can continue to hold. If you can, it's very bullish back above 600. But again, it's going to be hard to counter trade the market right now. Tesla, we go into that one as well. A lot of you guys want to keep trading Tesla. Do what you want to do. Do what you got to do. Now, what I will say right here, let me get rid of this so it's a little bit cleaner for you guys, right? In my opinion, it's totally possible you are bear flagging into 206, the gap fill, and could be dropping back down. I'm going to tell you that right now. Below 194, it's a short in my opinion. Above this, it's like a no trade for me. We already made our money to the upside. I'm not going to be greedy and hold to the gap fill there. Close enough. I'm happy. Just not going to overtrade this name right now. And it's been counter moving compared to the market, so I don't love that either. Going a little bit deeper, a few of these other names. We'll give you a shout out to Robinhood. Again, we hit the top of this level that we've been watching for quite some time. If Robinhood can get above this level, I'm telling you, above 16.5, you're going to run. It's going to be awesome. I'll be happy. But again, after hours, you're pushing down to 15.8. We'll see. Overall, you're seeing some selling across the market, so it's not surprising that you're pulling back. But anything with Robinhood, I would have leaps for 2025 at the bare minimum. They move phenomenal, just to give you a heads up. But that's what I'm watching there with Robinhood. And that's pretty much all that I'm watching as far as equities. Now, before you leave, I just want to give you a heads up. Like, you have these data days, or you have these days that are clearly going to move the market. And I go over them a lot. And now, obviously, you can't do nothing about it because you're either in your position or you're not in your position, right? There's no point in guessing on these days. I keep saying, when you're patient, it pays off a lot. I post a lot of stuff on Twitter, too, to keep you guys updated. But, like, if you're just patient, you let the breakout happen, 7 out of 10 times, you're going to retest. You're going to get great opportunities. Oh, you're not 10 out of 10 times, you're going to get a reentry opportunity. So just understand that. Like, the market doesn't move just like Bitcoin where it just goes straight up. Like, cool, right? The market typically moves up, pulls back, and continues. Same to the downside. So when you're looking at this idea here, there's no reason to just be YOLOing. And I see all these guys losing money and, all these random comments. I'm just like, dude, like, just be patient. Like, we've seen it happen time and time again, especially here. Like, you don't have too much downside reasons to go down in the market right now in the short term. But why open up your risk when you have one of your biggest data days? Be patient, wait for the reaction, watch the levels. I'm telling you, it works. If you don't believe me, I don't know. Ask someone down in the comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, traders.